Everyone always talks about four names in the running, although President Trump has told us Scott Bessent asked him to stay at Treasury. So that leaves the Kevins, one of whom is normally hawkish, Warsh, right? And then Chris Waller, who's been towing the Trump line, really.
Waller has always been seen as sort of the insurance policy for the president because he's already on the board and he is already confirmed. He would have to undergo another confirmation process to become chair, but it is likely, very likely, that he would be approved quite easily. And it would solve the president's problem of whether or not the current chairman, Jay Powell, leaves when his term as chair is up. Our Saleha Mohsen reporting that the Treasury Department seems to be favoring at this point Chris Waller for the job because the president and his staff also like the idea that Waller is able to decide on monetary policy based on forecasting rather than just looking at older data. Waller, of course, was the first to suggest that perhaps the Fed should have cut rates in July, making the argument that the economy seemed to be slowing down and that the labor market was showing cracks, which is a conclusion that was basically underscored last Friday when we got the jobs report.
All right, we are going to talk to Rob Kaplan in just a moment, former president of Dallas Fed, now at Goldman Sachs. What would you ask Mr. Kaplan?
Well, I think you have to ask how he thinks that Waller would affect the Fed. Now, I suspect that it wouldn't have much of an effect since Waller has already been part of all of the debates. He was one of the people, he basically made his reputation on the Fed by arguing that we could fill the unfilled jobs that we saw after the pandemic through the number of people who were looking for work rather than watching inflation go up. He had a big public spat with Larry Summers about that, and Waller turned out to be correct. And now it appears that maybe he was a little more correct about the situation with the labor market now. So it doesn't, let me put it this way, Matt. Waller has been a hawk and Waller has been a dove, depending on how the economy has been running. And I think that this would not change. He would be looking at the way the economy is performing. He would not be an automatic vote for a rate cut just because Donald Trump wanted it, although right now he too is making the case that we should cut rates.